All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have a quick update for you guys from Silicon Valley, from the United States of America and Google headquarters. Over the last week or so, we've been reporting on what's been going on with some of the former Google employees who decided to disrupt the whole of the offices of Google, and not just in the headquarters, but other places as well. They decided to storm into the CEO's office, the executive offices, and do a sit-in protest in defense of the Palestinian people, as they claim, but also intimidating the Jewish people and Jewish staff. Google, despite being a big tech company, despite being part of the corporate world, decided not to cave in, decided not to surrender, and immediately fired every single one of them and called the police and arrested every single one of them who are continuing to wear face nappies even though it's 2024, but they really care about public health, obviously. It's definitely not because they want to hide their own identity. They've still been identified anyway. There's a bit of a backlash now because despite obviously common sense actually winning, they said their problem was that they said Google has a contract with the Jews and Israel, and this is basically supporting genocide, blah, blah, blah. Now, over the last few months, we've had many companies, many of these corporatist companies around the world who have surrendered to mob rule mentality. Whether it was their staff members, whether it was their customers, or basically a small, loud minority protesting outside these businesses, the executives, because they are weak and feeble liberal globalists, they have caved in. One company that decided not to do it is actually Google. So in defense of Google, they've decided, even though they still have people who are woke working there, but the executive decided, no, we are a business, and business is about making money and is about providing a service. Unlike, for example, Meta, Facebook and Instagram, led by Mark Zuckerberg and his minions, who continue to lead an actual political organization, but they call it, oh, it's just a big tech platform. We just have a social media platform, but in reality, it's very political. Same applies to Twitter, the former Twitter, before Elon Musk. The same applied there. Google and YouTube decided to continue to be a business and continue to, obviously, they over the last few years have also been doing a crackdown on their woke employees to get rid of some of them who are being disruptive. Now, the former Google staff have decided to file a complaint. They want to sue Google because they got fired over the anti-Jewish protests. So as I said, Mario obviously confirmed from Reuters, this was confirmed, that Google fired 28 employees for disrupting work during protests against their Project Nimbus, which is the contract between Google and Israel. They made it sound like this is some sort of like Illuminati contract with the Israeli government, but this is simply to provide Google cloud services to people who live in Israel. It's not necessarily the Israeli, the IDF. This is simply about the Israeli people. Cloud service, obviously, contract with Amazon. The workers claim that project supports Israel's military, while Google denies involvement in sensitive or military tasks. The Project Nimbus is not about the IDF, you idiots. They work in Google. They still don't know how it works. A complaint has now been filed with the US National Labor Relations Board, in which the sacked workers alleged that unlawful termination for protesting the company's cloud contract. You didn't get fired for protesting. You got fired for disrupting the whole company and the peace. You go against your own contract. Read your contract before you actually try to sue your former employers. We do have this short report as well from the obviously US news channels. Let's go to this quickly.
Killer robots taking orders from artificial intelligence, a nightmare that's become a reality for Gazans. But those who helped build them gathered Tuesday at Google's New York office to say they're not happy about how their creations are being used. Iman Hassim, a Google software engineer, traveled from Seattle to California to participate in a demonstration. At the same time, a 10-hour sit-in took place in New York.
We demand that Google drop Project Nimbus.
A bunch of spoiled, middle-class, privileged idiots who don't even know about their own company and their own services and their own products. But Google won, Islamists nil.